RuPaul's Drag Race, darling. Now, okay, so here's what I'm gonna do. So I think I watched. Okay, I watched the first episode, and I also watched the second episode, but I was in between doing something. But I have not seen this recent episode. So what I'm gonna do is just do a separate video for each one of the videos. So this is gonna be the part one of the premiere, and then I'm gonna do part two. Then I'm gonna do three, and after that, I'm just gonna follow the whole process or whatever. Okay. Are we recording? Yes, we are. Okay. So, it started off with 7 girls. We all thought, well, no, we didn't. We actually knew the tea, that it was going to be 2 premieres. But, the girls didn't know that it was going to be 2 premieres on the show. Okay. So, first we have Britta coming in. I thought Britta was black. I did, but she's actually Polynesian, darling. And she is a good drag queen, I can tell. First of all, I don't think there's any weak links as far as drag on this season. In terms of like somebody you can point out and be like, oh, this is the weakest link or whatever. But I do have an opinion on somebody who I think is not as I guess rememberable. I guess that's the word. Somebody that just don't have that pizzazz that I feel is needed as of right now, according to this particular episode. But I'm sure, obviously, we all have things in us that some people we see exactly who they are. Some people it takes a little longer. Not saying she don't have it, but she's just not as interesting as of yet as the other girls is. And that's Jackie Cox. But we'll get on to that in a minute. Let me see. Britta, she's from New York, child. All the New York queens think they just better than the world. And, she came in, whatever. Okay, so then she's kind of a heavy-set girl. Not big, but like thick, stocky. A stallion. Like me. Nikki Dawes comes in first. Now, Nikki Dawes, she is originally from Paris, France, darling. Full on, thick, France, UK accent. But she's been in New York for a year. She considers herself a New York queen, and I don't know why. Be a France queen, like a Paris, France queen, like that's sickening. You've only been in New York for 1 year, like sis. It's not like you live back and forth there, or you was there for at least, 5 years. It's like, no, girl, it's just 1 year. You ain't no New York queen, child. Now, maybe she means by that she's developed a lot of her skills in New York or something, which is another thing. So, anyway, she's fierce. I can tell she's fierce. Fashion down, makeup down, skinny queen, Very cute she is. She looks like Morgan McMichaels in her confessionals. Y'all remember Morgan way back when, when Morgan used to wear the hats and stuff for her confessionals. I think she did the same on All Stars as well on her season. But she looks like Morgan a little bit. Okay, next was Widow Von Du, child. Widow Von Du. She gives me a little Cheryl Underwood tease, just a little bit. Widow came in, chocolate queen, heavy set, from Kansas, Missouri. And, just everything that you would imagine somebody named Widow Von Du would be, child. And she's extra, she's ready for the girls, for sure. Jackie Cox. Jackie Cox is a Persian queen. Like I said, I said what I had to say about Jackie. But, she may change my mind as time goes on, but she's just not as interesting as the rest as of right now. But that could change. But Jackie Cox, she's a lovely Persian queen. Her style is very references to old school, back in the day, 40s, 60s type of looks. and I can appreciate that, but it's just it's tired, you know. It's just it's like, okay, sis, well, what else? It's like, okay, you give us a throwback, and we appreciate that, and you know, I love a good what was I gonna say? Vintage moment. I love a good vintage moment, absolutely. But it's just like, it's also a personality thing. She very much so fades into the background, which is, it's just like, come on, girl, come out. But you know, I can only imagine the stress they're under, how nervous they are. I can only imagine. So you know that. But she's cool. She's one of the few Persian queens. You know, she talked about at one point how, you know, she don't know any other Persian drag queens, and how in Iran, that, you know, you could still, you know, get killed or whatever for being gay over there. And so, you know, it's a lot, child. So shouts out to our very first Persian queen, Jackie Cox. Heidi in the Closet, child. Apparently her middle name is, because it's Heidi, the letter N and then Closet, but her middle name is actually Nina. So Heidi Nina Closet. Now, she said that she brought that name up because she's from North Carolina, and she's from a small town in North Carolina where they're overpopulated with chickens, apparently. And she said that a lot of the girls was, a lot of the guys was trying to like come for her and get her cookies and stuff, and so that's the name that she came up with. I actually like the name. The judges didn't care for the name, but I like the name. It's interesting, you know. It's a name that you'll never forget, for sure. She gives me a little bit of Kennedy Davenport with a little bit of Mayhem Miller with a sprinkle of Chris Tucker. Yes, and all those people in one, absolutely. Okay, let me see who else. Gigi Good. Gigi Good is the youngest queen, I believe. She's 21. Fashion girl, you know, very talented young lady. She sews. Her mom makes a lot of her outfits, and you know, that's awesome. Her mom is her biggest inspiration and really helps her out and accepts her child for who he is, and you know, we can appreciate that. Okay, so we get to the runway. Bring it to the runway. The girls have 3 different looks. I'm just going to talk about the looks that stood out to me. Britta's blue dress was beautiful. It was absolutely beautiful. She was snatched. Vondu came out in a Missy Elliott 90s inspired jumpsuit, and it was neon green and hot pink. One side was green, one side was pink, or maybe it was neon yellow, whatever. But it was fierce. She had the 2 big ponytails with the bang. I loved it. Who else stood out to me? Crystal Method. She has a very interesting style of drag. She's the oddball of the group. If everybody else goes left, Crystal gonna go white. It's gonna go right. She came out and she kind of gives me a little bit of Monster High doll tease sometimes when she paints her face. Very cartoonish. It, you know, there's definitely a place for that, and I actually enjoy that, because you know she's gonna have a different take on whatever the judges are asking for that week, and you know, I like that. I like oddballs and people who are different, as long as it's done right. And so far, at least in my opinion, I like the way Crystal goes about things. Crystal Method. That's a good name. I mean, did she ever try any? I don't know. I don't know her history. I don't know. We're going to move on. Let me see. So the girls, they are faced with a dancing challenge. Ru tells them the special judge is going to be Nicki Minaj. And they were the dancing challenge. And, you know, Britta was trying to low-key come for Vondu a little bit. And, you know, asking her, is she a dancer and stuff. She was like, oh, I am a dancer. And Britta was like, oh, well, are you good at it? And stuff. And, you know, she's a little, I mean, you know, she got a little mouth on her, Miss Britta. And I'm sure she's all mouth. That's it. All of them are. And so, you know, she said what she had to say back to her widow. So we get to the dance. stage, and almost instantly the girls are just kind of taking over. Britta and Heidi in the closet was put in, no, Widow Vondu and Heidi was put in charge, and Jackie and Britta was just saying, oh, they don't like this choreography, they need this, they need that. And one thing these girls don't realize in the moment is that they sit and talk and argue so much, and then time's run out and they ain't got nothing done, which is exactly what happened. I appreciate it. We welcome other suggestions and other comments, but just as long as it's done in the most respectful way possible. Because Vondu nor Heidi even volunteered themselves to be the choreographers. They did that themselves. So it's just like, but apparently they couldn't keep up with Vondu and her dance moves and stuff. And so Heidi ended up taking over and everything, and actually ended up turning out well. But they was just kind of coming for Vondu a little bit. And she didn't blow up on him like I'm sure she wanted to, because she would have been seen as the big black queen, angry queen, and we know how that goes, don't we? Okay, so let me see. Even at one point, Jackie gonna say, oh, well, how about we do this, guys? How about we just be on the floor and be like, yeah, like hyping Britta up while Britta go at it? Why would you just give a bitch that much shine anyway? Why would you give somebody your competition? Oh, because y'all friends now. So you want to give your friend all the camera time and all the competition. Girl, bye. You sounding crazy. Let's just sit and hype Britta up. Child. We'll see how long that friendship lasts. Britta and Jackie. Child. So the name of that rap was I'm that bitch. I'm that bitch. The raps that stood out to me was the raps that stood out to me is not rap. Some of them, most of them are good. That's why they stood out to me, but some of them are bad. That's why they stood out to me. So Britta, I thought her rap was a little tired. I didn't really care for her outfit either. It's very out of space, and it just wasn't for that moment. And when she was moving her mouth, it's like she was, doing the bubblegum watermelon, I feel like she was doing that moment. It's like she was talking too fast for the lyrics or something. I don't know. It just wasn't the gig. Crystal Method. I didn't like that outfit either. She had these big hips and this spandex jumpsuit, this pink hair, and it's just, look, I can appreciate, like I just said, I like Crystal Method. I can appreciate what she gives, but it's just, she took it, it's like one of those things where somebody be like, oh, I'm showing up for a rap battle, so let me put on my hip-hop gear. It was that kind of moment. It's like, oh, we're going over there to Hong Kong, so let me Google what they wear and let me wear it, to try to fit in. It was one of those moments. You should just be, yourself. But I mean, whatever. Her rap was tired too. Heidi killed it. Heidi was tumbling, going all around. We found out also that Heidi had broke out in hives. She had welts or whatever all on her. She had an allergic reaction to something, child. So I think they said it was the soap in the hotel room. Bring your own damn soap. I always bring my own soap, own rag, own towels, own toothbrush, own toothbrush. When I go out of town, I'm packed like I'm just already at home, child. I ain't full of these people's stuff. You don't know what folks got, what folks touch stuff, especially with this damn coronavirus, child. What's going on? Okay, so yeah, Heidi killed it. I liked her rap too. She was dancing down. Jackie's rap was tired. Nikki Good. Her rap was okay. Not Nikki Good. Gigi Good. Her rap was okay. Nikki Doll, the Paris Queen. I liked her. She looked the best. She definitely looked the best, but she definitely faded into the background. She was a little nervous. Child, Vondu though. Vondu was the best. Vondu came in with a split. She came in with a split and ate her rap. Literally ate it. I was done. Okay, so they get to the category. The category is sparkles. Gigi Good's suit. I loved her suit. And also Gigi Good, and I actually agreed, she had the best runway looks when they was doing the runway fashion show earlier. I liked her green suit. Crystal Method, she was the devil. I like that. Let me see. Yeah. Okay, so the judges comments. Nicki Minaj, she liked Britta. She said she felt like Britta is a good queen, and you know, that she showed her personality in her rap and all that kind of stuff. And she's like, ooh, girl, get to know her in the workplace. But, you know, she liked Britta, and I can definitely tell that Britta is a good drag queen. Like, she knows her stuff. She knows what she's doing, absolutely. That personality, though, is going to take a little minute for me to get used to. But maybe she'll be cool and warm up. She seemed to warm up during the Untucked, so maybe she's not as, you know, sarcastic and annoying. But we'll see. Let me see. Nicki Minaj said she hate Heidi in the Closet's makeup. Now, I felt like that was a little much. Yeah, y'all know I talk about everything. I go with it. I just talk about however I feel. I wonder if Nicki Minaj would have said that to a white queen, that she hates her hair and makeup. Like, she said that from her gut, child, from her ass. So I was just like, okay. Heidi in the Closet asked her about that on Untucked, and Nikki, I guess she was shocked that Heidi came for her. It's just like, yo, you're not just gonna tell me that and just walk on out and they're red. And Nikki was like, no, it's just, you know, I felt like you could have did better blending, blah blah blah. I mean, I get what Nikki was saying, but I didn't think that Heidi's makeup was that bad. It was just a little ashy looking, and the wig was lifting up a little bit, but I didn't think it was hate worthy. But I mean, whatever. Nicki Minaj also did a good rap, child, because Ru asked her if she was in this rap little battle, what she would have said, and her rap was dope. But you know, she's Nicki Minaj, so shouts out to Nicki. Let me see. Okay, so Ru ended up telling all the girls they were safe except for two. The two girls she held on to was Vondu and Good. They thought they was in the bottom two, but they was actually in the top two. And they lip synced to Nicki Minaj Starships, which is probably one of the most pop Nicki Minaj songs, besides like Super Bass and stuff. Good, Gigi Good, and Vondu, they have two different styles of drag, two different styles of performing, and two different styles of drag. And you know, Good was giving you comedy, and you know, she's not gonna do all that tumbling and splits and all that kind of stuff. She's gonna give you comedy and fun and fashion. Vondu is gonna give you the tumbles, the weird faces, the acrobatics, the split. I mean, I ain't never seen no big girl do all that kind of shit. Vondu is a bad, when she was bending body parts and all kind of stuff, I was catching a cramp just looking at her. Vondu ended up winning the lip sync, rightfully so. She gave her all. She gave her all. Rent was due that day. Vondu gave hell. You hear me? So you know, we're gonna get on to the second batch of girls and see what they give. But this is definitely a good episode. Not much happened in Untucked, so it's not really even worth talking about. But yeah. So with that said, I'm Mr. Chalaki. Mr. Chalaki on Google Plus. Follow me at Iskinsworld on Instagram and Twitter at Iskinsworld89. On Snapchat, Chisky on Facebook. Mr. Chalaki on Cash App and PayPal. And as always, run me my money or run me my fade. Run me my money the way I get paid. Stay black, stay tuned, and I'll see you guys later.